Hey, welcome back. It's Anna from Astralladytarot Tarot. Today I may sound a little bit different because I have a cold, but I'm fine. I am making my fifth surprise. It was only supposed to be 4. I'm making my fifth Tarot Essential Tarot unboxing video of 2020. This is because I have decided to get rid of my Elemental Tarot, which was the first tarot deck that I bought this year. It's just not working out. I don't have the relationship with that deck that I imagined I would have. And so I am selling the deck. Where is it? It has this large box. It's the first edition, which is out of print. This hardcover book that comes with it. Then an extra tuck box, and the cards really are in great condition. As good as new. So, I'm in the Netherlands. Let me know if you're interested, because it's a beauty. And yeah, I thought it would be the first essential of the year, but I am giving that spot to another deck. And I must say, this system might not work out. I only kept, the idea was I would keep 4 new decks this year and then get rid of a lot of decks. I have been doing that, as you may know, and it's working out well for me. I'm getting closer to that core of the essential deck collection that I want to have. But it's kind of like I'm putting on the pressure. I'm putting on the pressure every time I open a deck. Before I even hold it in my hands, it's already supposed to be an essential. That I have learned in this somewhat version of a depth year, you could say. I have learned that might be a little bit too just unrealistic and unfair to the decks also, because honestly, this one has great things to offer, and I know, it's like there's so much to learn with this deck, which was the whole idea. But yeah, I kind of feel sad, but I think it will be appreciated more by someone else, which is why I'm getting rid of it. Alright, so that's out of the way. I am opening my Gran Tarot Esoterico, the vintage first edition. The package, unopened. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, I love this 2-piece box. See that? The reason I wanted the first edition of this deck, I believe this to be the first edition, right? Is because I am a vintage snob. Vintage tarot snob. I always believe the first edition is better than the editions after that, which of course is not true. So I might be incredibly disappointed by this cardstock, because I know the kind of cardstock that comes in this box. I have owned for about a week maybe the first edition, or vintage edition comes in this 2-piece box of the Spanish tarot, which was cute, so very cute, but not for me. Oh, okay. So I am very excited about this one. It's a Picard system. I have made a video about that entire system because it kind of blew my mind. I didn't realize that this was a thing, that cups could be air and swords could be water. But looking at these pips, especially because I am a fan of pips, it totally makes sense. And these Picard pips are arranged on the card in such a beautiful way. And so just for that, I'm kind of like, yeah. So I have an instruction booklet in English and one in Spanish, and this booklet is written by Maritxu Guler, and the designs, so I guess the designs on the cards, the drawings are made by Peña Longa, or Louis Peña Longa, I don't know how to say that. So it's distributed by Fournier. Ooh, okay, this cardstock is so good. Oh, I'm so relieved. Okay, yes. So you get this extra card. These are so small. Let me get a standard tarot size. I recently put this devil in my Triomphe della Luna. It's the first time ever since I have the deck. I always worked with the other devil. So let's see. Let's do it this way, right? Like a professional tarot tuber. Like that. So definitely shorter and narrower. Le Gran Tarot Esoterico, the Great Esoteric Tarot, Il Gran Tarot Esoterico. I tried. These type of drawings are so quirky. Look at this Ouroboros. You see the little head? Ooh. Yeah. Alright, so I haven't seen every card in this deck. This is just a thing I tend to do that nowadays. So I do really feel that I think of, you know, purchasing this deck. I don't purchase decks on a whim anymore. Let's just put it that way. I've learned my lesson. So this one has been on my wish list for a really long time, but being the snob that I am, I really wanted the vintage version. So then this one popped up on a Dutch selling site and I just went for it. And I got this for 10 euros. So yeah, good deal. No copyright. Awesome. Thank you very much. So I love these backs. They are shimmering gold. Do you see that? And I happen to know something about these backs is that it's the 7 days of the week with the 7 corresponding planets. And so this is a septagram, I guess, right? With 7 points in the star. And we can start at, for instance, tracing the line from the sun to the moon. We go to Monday. Then we trace the line from Monday to Mars, which corresponds to Tuesday, and then we go Mercury, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, here with the Venus, Saturday, Saturn, and then Sunday. So we can trace the whole days of the week and the planets. Isn't that cool? Wow. And then there's the second extra card. Beautiful colors as well. I like that this deck has some weight to it. You know what I mean? It's like this good old cardstock. Wow, I'm so impressed with this. This is so different than the Spanish tarot that I did not unbox on camera. Okay, so I'm such a nerd. I love getting decks where there's a lot to learn, right? So this is the Great Esoteric Tarot, and I'm sure that it is full of this esoteric symbolism, esoteric meaning, and all that stuff. And so I know that I don't know everything about this deck for sure. There's a lot to learn, and this is a different system than I'm used to. For instance, here we have El Loco, the Fool, with a very different, well, different Hebrew letter correspondence. And you will see here we start, it's a pretty known system as well, where, for instance, in the Thoth and stuff, we start with Aleph, corresponds to the Fool, and here we see Aleph with the Magician, or rather El Consultante. Look at how cool this guy is. He's like, is he Hermes Trismegistus? I don't know. Probably not. Gosh, these drawings are just so... Okay, I love this. And I know that when I unbox decks, I always have this reaction, you know, where I'm like flipping through the cards going like, oh wow, it's amazing, it's beautiful. Same with Elemental Tarot, right? Where I felt beautiful drawings, so much to learn, because every card is a god or goddess, I believe. But you know, the deck can do everything right, and there can still be no spark there. So we'll see, right? We'll see how this turns out. So far, I'm liking these little weird dudes. And isn't it cool like that this Fool, or the Madman maybe, has horns, just like in the Fool of the Thoth. This is such a known, with the spiral, right? And then all of these planets on the different points on the body. It's a known esoteric image. Look at this, La Consultante. So this is instead of the high priestess or the papess. She holds this pomegranate. It hits the spot. She is so beautiful. Just look at her. Okay. This might be a flip through, maybe not. See, so now we get these different associations that are just different, that are unexpected also to me. Like, for instance, here we have La Imperatrice, the Empress. Correspondence is Mars, which is different. There's definitely symbolism here with this, I don't know what it's called, like this corn thing. The gold from nature, I guess. There's also a lot going on in her shield, which is like black and white, and the sun and the moon. I have yet to find out what that exactly means. Then look, the Emperor on a cube. It's much closer, you can tell, right? It's much closer to Marseille, but I really like that system, and I feel that this is not, one of those boring Marseilles. What am I trying to say? Where it's just a little bit too neutral for my taste. That, at least, I feel is a fair thing to say. These colors are intriguing. Okay, so instead of just the chariot or le chariot, we have El Carro d'Hermès. I like that. They are holding a thunderbolt, or a few thunderbolts. King Solomon? References? El Anciano, l'ancien. So the elder or the older one. Look at this Wheel of Fortune. I mean, what the hell is going on here? I want to know. I want to find out. There's a monkey in a tree. There's a polar bear. And there's this. And I love these green trees. Okay, so. This is always kind of, nah. It's part of the deck, but I always miss the strength card. The way that we know it today, you know, this is just this strong guy. Guess I'll have to get to know him, right? La Picota, what could that be? This is instead of the Hangman. Ooh. Alright, so Death is riding this beast, which, must say, reminds me a little bit of my pit bull, because I have a dog. She's an American Stafford, so pit bull kind, and yeah, this is kind of what she looks like when she jumps a good 2 meters high to catch the ball in the air. La Templanza, all right, beautiful as always. Okay, so I love this. This is the devil, and there is so much going on. As above, so below. Ooh, there's the caduceus, but then with the snakes heads finding each other below rather than above. I think that probably has meaning as well. Then we have a white moon and a black moon. So look at this. I mean, don't you just love this? I know this isn't a card that we love to get, but also sometimes it's exactly what we need. We want to get. Beautiful El Astro. I love that. So much power. I miss these types of moon cards. There's this dreaminess. And I noticed these numbers. I think they explain the Hebrew letter. And what's that called? Gematria? The amount that the letter corresponds to. So this is what we have on the front of the box. You guys, I am so not disappointed at all. This is exceeding my expectations, and I just have to actually work with this deck. El Ciclo. This building here, which I believe these types of buildings were, you know, geometrically if you were to take the exact measurements of every part of this type of building, then it would correspond to the golden ratio. It would be full, you know. I'm not explaining this well, but I think that's what it is. Also with these lines over here, totally reminded me of that. Impressed. This is a delightful world card. It's like a golden wreath. I'm just going to quickly show you some quartz. These are all swords. And don't forget, these correspond to water. I mean, I knew after my Picard video I needed to get a Picard deck. So this is the type of card that I fell in love with. Two of Swords, and then, yeah. So these are, these drawings come from the explanations of the cards, of the symbols on the cards, of all the elements on the cards that are supposed to be there, from the explanations of Eudes Picard. So it turns out that this deck did not have the original drawings by Eudes Picard, only the descriptions of what was supposed to be on each card. So even though all the elements are there, now we have found, I believe, the original drawings of Picard, and we can see that it is a little bit different. For instance, I remember that this Three of Swords indeed is, the swords are arranged in a triangle, but the triangle in the Picard drawings has the top like this, goes like this, so it's, you know, the other way around, and then the fish is on the other side, or isn't laying on his back, or, you know, something like that. So it's really interesting that they actually made this deck with only the descriptions of the cards, and then kind of went with it, and all the elements are there, but it is still different, and in some cards more different than in others, than Picard's original vision for the deck. This is the Suit of Wands quartz, so they're all, you know, going for the Yod He Vav He, and wands do correspond to fire, the way that I'm used to. I'm not going to show you all the cards, but just the ones I like in particular. Look, this is supposed to be a lion, isn't it? So maybe I am showing you all the cards. Wow. Here in the, I really do believe it's the, yeah, it's the Yod. It's the King of Cups. We do have a cup with water pouring out of it like a fountain, but there is always, we can see here with the Queen of Cups, that little butterfly coming out of it. That's one of the symbols for air. So cups do correspond to air. I like this guy. He's a little dreamer. I forgot what this basket-looking thing was supposed to be, but it's apparently not really supposed to be there. It was just kind of like this misinterpretation of Eudes Picard's explanation of the cards. So, but that is so charming, though, to the deck. And aren't these kind of like see-through glasses beautiful, though? It's so cute. And then there's this egg, which actually has esoteric meaning. And then here I also remember in the Four of Cups. So remember, this is element of air, corresponds to air. It wasn't supposed to be an eagle cracking an egg with its beak. It was supposed to be an eagle coming out of the egg, cracking open the egg. So there's quite different, you know, connotations with that, but it's just hilarious. And then here with the owl, and then doves, I believe. they don't shy away from those pentagrams, right? Oh, this is so cute. The little robins. Look at this. So, I got this deck yesterday, and I really wanted to open it on camera, so I waited a day, already losing the light, and I knew that was going to happen, but it's the way it is. I just wanted to say it's funny that yesterday in my bed before going to sleep, I was reading the one type of Thoth companion book, and I was reading about the Fool, and the Fool, of course, in the Thoth has a butterfly. Of course, butterfly is the symbolism for the element of air, which the Fool corresponds to in the Thoth system. And although, you know, they weren't talking about this system where cups are air, but they did mention how the butterfly represents the soul. So thinking of that, these cards, cups are air, and a symbol for air is the butterfly, and the butterfly represents the soul. I will probably read these cards differently than I do a normal tarot deck, as in normal, as in the system that I know, but hearing that, just so by accident, right before I opened this deck, the butterfly represents the soul. And so how beautiful is that with the Suit of Cups, really? These are the final element of Pentacles, of Earth. I believe in this deck they are called Pentacles, perhaps coins, I'm not sure. So I love these roots here, and then there's a lot of as above, so below. It's kind of like a similar thing with the 2s and with the 3s and then with the 4s. 6s, beautiful. You know, there's always this part, well, often this part above ground and a part below, which really tends to put things into perspective. I just love all of them. Look at this. Cute. Okay, I am so happy with the quality of this deck. And it's, of course, in great condition. Thank you so much to whoever sold this to me. Let's read a little bit of the guidebook, right? Because I don't know how people do this on on YouTube, where they unbox a deck and then go first for the guidebook instead of the cards. Like, I wanted to see the cards. This, apparently, is the first true and holy Spanish tarot in origination and design. I keep saying first edition. I don't even know. This is copyright 1976, so it's not that old. This is kind of standard stuff for the Fournier. So, oh right, this perhaps isn't even about this deck. I thought I read that somewhere, where this booklet isn't helpful at all. Where it's just, you know, standard Rider-Waite-Smith interpretation. Wait, so let's see. The Chalice Suit. Chalices stand for happiness, joy, friendship, love, passion, deep feelings. I don't know, it doesn't say anything about elements. If you want to know more about the Picard system, I made a video about it, as I said. I will link it below and put up one of those cards. That's a new thing on YouTube, at least new to me. And let's see what this deck tells me just now. Wow, these cards are so small, and I'm usually more into big cards, but I think this is kind of cute, and I'm so impressed with this cardstock again. Try to get that bow out. So, I know Kelly from Truth and Story made a video about this system a good 6 years ago, probably. I don't know. And she explained it so well. So go check that out. And I know this video isn't for everyone, because not everyone is interested in changing the tarot system again. This might just be this little quirky deck that stands on its own in my tarot collection. Seven of Cups. Okay, so that would be Seven of Air, though. But air is the soul. That's at least how I made that connection. And then water would be rather, water can cut through, right? So water would be rather the bad reputation in this deck, this suit of swords still. But cups, Seven of Cups, these beautiful flowers. I kind of want to see what the book says, though. So let's see. Let's see if this at all makes sense. Seven of Chalices. Money problems which have hitherto blighted a love affair are resolved. Fantasies, dreams. Well, yeah, I got that far. After many struggles, aspirations are realized. If you know about the book I'm supposed to get to make sense of this deck, because I feel there is a lot going on, and I really want to know it. Isn't it? It's just beautiful, isn't it? Yeah. All in all, I'm thinking this is definitely a learning deck. We'll see if the connection is truly there, because I am just taking the pressure off. And I knew that I was doing that with all the decks I got this year. I got 4 decks, kept 4 decks. I am pleasantly surprised, but okay, I think that's it. I don't have anything else to say about this deck. It's a new system for me for sure. When I made the video about the Picard system, I was definitely just surprised to hear that Cups and Swords had interchanging elements. So that's really what it was about. So that's all I have to say. Again, thank you so much, and I am eager to hear if you own this deck, if you like this deck, how you read with it. Because do you read with it as in cups are water, or are you actually taking in the system that is from Picard? And let me know about the book, because really, I at least want to read it once, you know. So thanks so much, and I will see you all in the next one.